Of Asexualise My Asexual Life. I'm going to move this over here slightly so I've got less distractions because I'm in a different part of my room today. So this is Asexualise My Asexual Life. If you're new to this channel, this is the place to be for education about asexuality and all things asexual. And I'm asexual and I share my own life journey in order to help you in yours. This is your chance to take part in live chat and hear more about my asexual life in order to help you in yours. So as you may have known, if you follow this channel for some time, I felt I have an Indian asexual soulmate that I've been looking for since 2014. There was an Indian guy back in June that I thought was my soulmate, and I made a mistake about him. I got it wrong with him, right? I did trust him a lot, but I don't think he probably loved me fully, right? And during that time that I was talking to that Indian guy, there was a guy who came into my life who is asexual, and he's not Indian, right? And we became friends. I think we've been friends for at least 4 months, 4 or 5 months now. And yeah, he came into my life. He's Tunisian, actually, not Indian, like I said. And I only ever thought that I have an Indian soulmate since 2014. I didn't think I had a soulmate from any other ethnicity or nationality, right? However, I have been with guys in the past that weren't Indian. I mean, I've never actually had an Indian boyfriend. I've never even been on an official in-person date with an Indian guy either, only ever in online scenarios. So that was something actually on my bucket list that I wanted to do, is have a date with an Indian guy, but yeah, that's never happened. In-person date, that is. So, but yeah, anyway, there's this guy that came in my groups. Hi Sandra, I really hope you find your soulmate. Oh, thank you, Liam. Lots of love to you. I really appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, I've always thought my soulmate's Indian, but I have got this guy who I've been friends with some time, like I said, 4 or 5 months, and I don't know if it's possible that he's my soulmate. Maybe, like, but can you really have 2 soulmates? Like, I don't know. So, or maybe like he is and the others weren't. But I've always believed I've got an Indian soulmate, so I can't stop believing that, because that would be like kind of weird. And I do have like an Indian soul and do get on really well with Indian guys, but this guy's come into my life and it's like I do have love feelings for this guy, which I wasn't expecting. Like, as soon as I saw him, I had aesthetic attraction for him, and that was like really strong aesthetic attraction for him. So he is in his 20s. He has got short dark hair, and sometimes he's clean shaven. So and yeah, he's 25, so the age I like. And yeah, he's kind and sensitive and caring. When I first met him, though, we didn't actually get on that well. Like, our friendship was a bit rocky, to say the least, and I didn't like some of the way he spoke to me originally, but I spoke to him about it and told him the way I like to be treated and the way I like to be spoke to, and he's just like the opposite now. He's really knows how to speak to me well, seems to understand me well, and be able to effectively communicate with me and talk about tough stuff, not just good stuff. So I think that's really important. But I do have love feelings for this guy, which is kind of difficult because he lives in Tunisia, and at the moment it's unlikely he can ever come over here. And so, you know, if you love someone who loves you back, he's told me he loves me. So he's said that before I said that. Yeah, it's really upsetting if you end up having love feelings for a guy, or any gender, in my case guy, who can never actually come over here. I mean, I'm hoping he one day finds a way to do it, you know? You deserve to be treated with a, oh, thank you. Treated well, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so the thing is, it makes me really upset, and I've been crying a lot, which I don't want to do because, you know, it affects my work and my health and stuff. So it's really difficult to know what to do, you know? because I told him we can't actually be in a relationship unless he can come over here, because I need someone in person. I'm the type of person that can't do an online relationship because I need kissing, I need cuddling and physicality. I need some of that element in a relationship. He doesn't need as much physicality as I do, so he could have an online relationship. But it's really difficult because the way we talk to each other is like we're having a relationship. So it all gets a bit confusing and difficult, I've come off Facebook dating because I got so fed up of it on there, and I do like this guy. And I thought, if we can't be together, me and this guy, then I at least have to heal and move on from him. And going to Facebook dating and speaking to loads of guys is not the way to do that. And I get so fed up of talking to sexual guys. I don't actually want a sexual guy. I really want an asexual guy. And it's a shame this guy isn't in the UK, because I think if he was in the UK, we would try a relationship and see how it went. So I don't know if it's ever possible for him to ever come over here, and that really upsets me. I think it was meant to be. You deserve to be treated with love and respect, Sandra. Thank you so much. Yeah. So yeah, he's much better at doing that now. But yeah, so I don't know what to do really, because asexual love's really hard. If you find someone who might be compatible with you, but you're both in different countries, and like, to get into the UK, there's marriage, but I categorically will never ever get married for a visa. Not with him, not with an Indian guy or anyone. I would never ever do that. I mean, marriage should only be with someone you love, and for love reasons only, never ever, in my opinion, for convenience or anything like that, right? But I don't want to get married. I hate the idea of marriage. I hate the concept of it. These days, people don't get married for love. They get married for, in my opinion, for convenience and stupid stuff like that. I think it's stupid because my parents have been married 52 years. Hate to hear you have been crying. Thank you, Liam. Yeah, I need to stop crying, so it's very difficult because I still want to be friends with this person, because I feel we have a really good friendship, no matter whether we're in a relationship or end up not being a relationship. I feel I have a really good friendship with this person, which is usually I would block someone out of my life. I would leave their life for good. And I have thought about that. I have thought, is it better to do that than than stay in contact with them and still be their friend and still be in this situation? It's something that's crossed my mind on more than one occasion, but I feel we have a genuine friendship. If I didn't think we had a genuine friendship, then I wouldn't even bother, because I was friends with him first. And so I feel with him I feel strong elements of friendship with him, not just romance. And so therefore, for me, I would rather stay in contact with him and at least be a friend with him and get to know him better. To be honest, I don't feel I know him well enough. So any love feelings I have are great, but at the end of the day, just having love feelings doesn't mean to say you're actually compatible for a relationship, because some of his needs in a relationship and lifestyle have been very different to what I was looking for. I mean, I'm really into kissing. He's not been really into kissing. So if he was with me, he would, like he said, he would try kissing, and I think with me he probably would like it, but like, I still would be wary of that. He probably wouldn't like some of my kissing, so I it would require probably a bit less of my usual kissing action, if I'm honest. So yeah, but unless he can get over here, I've told him we can't be in a relationship, because I will not do an online relationship that goes on for years with the person never being able to move on here. It's not fair to me, and I don't think it's fair to them either, to be honest. I don't think it's fair to people. But at the same time, it's not like I completely want to give up on him or the idea. So it's really difficult. Usually things are like very clear cut, like, this is it, that's it, and I didn't expect to get love feelings for someone who's not Indian. It kind of has really freaked me out. It's like, what's going on? But if I'm in a relationship with this guy in the future, it means then I'm not going to be with an Indian guy after all. I don't know what I feel about that. I don't know if I feel a bit sad or if I just feel like, well, maybe not in this lifetime. You're not meant to be with an Indian guy in a actual relationship. You're just meant to have Indian friends. I don't know, but usually my intuition's right about that I have got an Indian soulmate. So don't want to say it's not. Um, but then, you know, if I was with this guy, I'd have to give up completely the idea of being with an Indian guy because I'm monogamous, you know? So I don't really know. All I know is it's really difficult to have asexual love where you have love feelings for them, they have love feelings for you. It's reciprocated because it's really rare to get, you know, like it's not very often you get to asexuals that actually feel the same way about each other. Like he does make me feel loved all the time, even when I'm not actually talking to him. And it's a feeling that I don't think's ever gonna go away. You know, I mean, maybe if I blocked him and stuff like that, but I'm not going to do that. I don't think that's right in this case because I genuinely think we're good friends and I don't want to not be his friend, you know? Um, so yeah, because I've never really got the feeling that someone loves me. Apart from my friends, I do get out with my friends a lot, even though they don't say that. They don't have to say that. I feel love friendship from all of my best friends. You know, so that's really good, really, really good. But this is like love feelings with romance all the time. So it's a different type of love feeling, if you know what I mean. Glad I have never had feelings for anyone. Wait for a so-called soulmate. Waiting for a so-called soulmate. Yeah, it's really difficult. Well, I only thought I had one soulmate that's Indian, so I don't know if I've got two now. But some people believe you have more than one soulmate. Some people believe you have multiple soulmates, you know. But whatever happens, I think I have one ultimate soulmate that I'll end up with. But I mean, if he can't come to this country, then I guess it's inevitable that I'll probably will settle with an Indian guy eventually in a relationship because I actually want a real relationship offline that I can kiss and cuddle and hold the guy's hand and have a real proper live dates in person with him and can actually be with him in person. You know, I don't just want some online thing. I see people in online relationships and it is really bad because it's just people, one of them like needs to move and they can never move and it's just like heartbreak in the end. People spend 4 or 5+ years of their life and they never ever can actually be in a relationship and then they eventually split up. You know, it's bad enough as it is when we, you know, feeling this way and not being able to have this person in my country with me. It's really upsetting, to be honest. And, you know, like, what's it going to be down the line if I got into a relationship? This person does want a relationship with me. They've made it perfectly clear. They'd like to be in an online relationship with me now. But I've told them I need to wait to, you know, to see if they can get over here. I can't commit to that because it's not fair, you know? Even though it's, you know, I have the same type of feelings back, you know, and I'm not, you know, I'm not actively pursuing any other guy at the moment. Because you know, I've got other stuff I need to be doing in my life anyway. And I clearly something's going on in my life that's saying, you know, don't get into a relationship at the moment. Don't even focus on a relationship at the moment. Because obviously, even though I don't believe in soulmates, I hope you find your someone. Thank you, Liam. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Lots of love to you. Yeah, it's really tough, you know, because I just think like, why is this happening? Like, first it was the Indian guy who wasn't even suitable. I didn't feel loved by the Indian guy in June like I do from this Tunisian guy. This Tunisian guy, I feel a lot more that he's really into me and that he really has strong feelings for me. And even when I'm not talking to him or messaging, when he's busy, I don't get worried that he's not feeling that way about me. So I feel secure in that way, but I feel I don't know him well enough to fully trust him because we haven't really, like, we had a video chat once last week. That was the first video chat, so we got another video chat this Sunday. Well, video date he calls it, this Sunday. So I'm okay with that, you know. I'm looking forward to getting to know him more, but you know, I don't just trust someone like that, especially not online, you know. So you know, I feel there's a lot of things I need to know about him and a lot of, you know, like as a friend I've known him for, like I said, online for some time, but it's very different 4 or 5 months of online friendship to actually getting to know a person in a deep way, not just chatting about stuff like Harry Potter or you know, or I don't know, more general stuff. But he has told me about feelings about stuff before, and he has shared with me stuff that he doesn't share openly with others, I don't think, even as a friend. So there is that, but I feel like more of it's more, I don't know, conversational before, not so personal. Whereas I think now I need to get to know more personally, you know, because I could not commit to a life of being with someone forever anyway, unless I knew them really well. Because I don't think you can, you know. People commit to people way too soon before they know them fully, and then they're heartbroken, you know. And I believe that someone appreciates someone more when they work hard to get them, you know. Like if he wants to be in a relationship, he needs to find a way of getting over here. But my cousin is in a relationship with a Tunisian guy though, and she said it's really not easy. Usually it requires either marriage or the woman to look after the guy, so the woman to have her own place and be working full time in an employed job. I don't have an employed job anymore. I gave that up, and I've been really poorly with that, and I can't. I've got limited capability for work now. I finally got my benefit, you know, I finally got my disabilities recognised, and you know, and so I'm free of an employer for the foreseeable future. I don't know if I could ever go back to work for an employer ever again, possibly not, because it's just like I made me really poorly the last job, and I'm currently got a therapist that I'm seeing now. My ankle's healing a lot more now, which is really good. So I'm trying to get help for my mental health and improving my physical health as well. But it's very difficult when I've got really upset a lot. I've been crying loads, and it's not good for my health because that upsets my fibromyalgia and I can't do much. It's quite debilitating. And I've had a really lot of trauma going on the past year. So kind of like this crying is a bit traumatic for me. It's kind of like not what I want. Um, but at the same time, I don't want to give up on this person and not be their friend either. So it's kind of really difficult for me. I think it's a difficult situation to be in. I think everything happens for a reason. I think even with the Indian guy in June and this guy, I think everything's telling me to actually focus on my career a lot more, to be honest, because it's like I can't really focus on relationship and career at the same time. Not for me, not at the moment. It's too much. So I think, you know, if I can't be with any asexual guy that I've had any feelings for love wise, obviously the guy in June's gone now. He's blocked out my life. But this guy, you know, if I can't be with anyone at the moment, then I need to actually spend more time on my career and looking after that. You know, there's a lot of stuff I need to do, and I'm not doing it at the moment because obviously when I'm upset it's hard to do anything, and I keep getting upset anyway. That's part of the problem of why I'm seeing a therapist, because I've got PTSD. I think I've got complex PTSD actually, which is like more severe. So you know, it's kind of like really difficult at the moment, you know, but I'm free of my day job, which I'm really happy about. So I've come to terms with that, that I've left now, but I still keep getting kind of flashbacks about stuff from that was, you know, trigger for trauma and stuff. Because I couldn't really say too much at the time, and I still can't fully say, but there was a lot of stuff in the job that wasn't good for me, and it made me really poorly, and I didn't expect that. So the whole thing's triggered other traumas as well. So it's been a really difficult time, you know. But I think it's really difficult when you find someone who reciprocates love feelings, who's asexual, who potentially you could get on really well with in a relationship, and you know you can't be with them, because it's like really sucks. It's very difficult to get an asexual relationship that's likely going to be compatible with both of you feeling the same way about each other in terms of love. It's very, very difficult. You know, and most asexuals will have to, one person will have to move for a relationship. There's no doubt about that, you know. But you know, the requirements for my cousin told me, because she's been with her Tunisian guy for years now. They live together, but they're not married and they don't have kids, but they aren't asexual. And she was telling me that actually he married a woman for a visa to get, well, he was married, so he already had a British, I don't know if he married for a visa, but he married a woman and then had a British visa already, so it's different for her. But she said nowadays you have to be like you know, the woman has to be like earning £18,000 from a job, and you know, has to have like a home and money, be able to look after the Tunisian guy coming to the UK, and the Tunisian guy has to have about £20,000 in his bank, which this Tunisian guy's poor, you know, he doesn't have that type of money. And now I don't have my day job anymore because I gave it up and I needed to, and I don't ever want to go back and work for an employer again. It made me really poorly. It usually makes me poorly, but I can't, I'm really limited anyway with my disabilities, my fibro, my anxiety now. So I just want to work from home and build that up a lot more and do a lot more online stuff, you know, more books, more streaming, more videos, and I really just want to explore a lot more options with that. Hone down my options. I want to do more and more books for asexuals, obviously, and other niches. I would love to sell products on Amazon, actually. I keep thinking about it. I very much love selling physical products. So I think I'm more of a physical product person than a service-based person, and obviously I've got my Asexualise Academy Club, which I'd love to get some more members in there, which would be good. So it's kind of like I've got a lot going on, even though I'm not employed in a job. But I don't like someone living with me usually anyway. But I haven't got the facility for them to live with me here. Like, I live in a self-contained flat that is for one person only. It's strict on that, and I've got benefits over in the UK now, finally, to recognise my disabilities. I can't get them if I'm living with someone, and then I can't financially support someone when I'm literally on benefits myself, finally, because that's how I got to leave my day job. Even though it's a manager's job and I was on more than 18,000 a year. You're a good and hardworking person, Sandra. Thank you. So, I also love to appreciate that, So, I haven't got the means or facilities to be able to have this guy and financially look after him. And I actually did years ago have a role reversal situation where the guy was with for a total of 8.5 years in the beginning. I was working full time and he wasn't. He was only working part time, and I was financially supporting him. So I have actually kind of done that, been there, and got the t-shirt, as it were, years ago. He wasn't foreign though, he's British. So I did kind of do a role reversal thing, but it didn't work. I don't think it works for me really, because I like a guy to be able to pay his own way, and I don't want to live with someone, ideally. I prefer living on my own. Having said that, where I live at the moment is a really good situation, because I live in my own self-contained flat, but in the middle of a house with lots of other people. Well, I say lots, there's 3 other people, but one of the guys who's moved in, because two of my housemates moved out, I got 2 in down below. He has family over at weekends, and it's really nice because they chat to, they say hello and stuff, and I feel like I'm part of their family even though I'm not. And so it's really welcoming, so I really like that. But I love living here. I've lived on my own now for 17 years, 7 years, and I do love it here. And I can't have someone else live here. There's a guy that's moving out upstairs possibly later on at the end of the year. He thinks he's going to move out. So potentially there's a place up there, but that would be, the person would have to pay their own rent and talk to the landlord, and would actually have to have the money to be here. But in the UK, it looks like Tunisian guys can't get a visa unless they've got a job sponsor, or unless they've got a woman to take care of them. So yeah, but there must be some other ways of getting to the UK if they're Tunisian. I don't buy the fact that every Tunisian guy has to have a woman to support them. I just think that's ridiculous. But I think maybe a job sponsorship or study maybe, but the person who I'm talking about, they don't have the qualifications to get into at the moment to get into the UK to study, or the money. Yeah, so I don't know what can be done really. I've done quite a lot of research for them. They have done some. I think they need to do more. Because I kind of like the man to lead that bit. I think if a woman's doing all this stuff for a guy and researching and stuff, I just don't think it's good. Because I like a strong guy. A lot of the guys I come across, they tend to want me to do some of the work. It's like, do you know the amount of work I've got? Like, I've got so much to do, especially with it being Asexual Awareness Week. You must have noticed a couple of videos that were not my usual style, that were pre-recorded. And, like one was love quotes, and then I did one in the early hours this morning about asexuality. It takes me a while to do those with the quotes on them and the music behind. It's not something I can just conjure up. Do you know what I mean? So, if I'm doing stuff like that, it takes me a lot of time. I've got to do a new journal for my club, Asexualise Academy Club, and stuff like that. So, and I've got blog posts I need to write, and just stuff mounting up, newsletters to do, and it's a lot on me, and so even though I'm not physically an employed job, I'm very much still classed as self-employed, and I still have self-employed work to do. And I really think that maybe these relationships that are not happening, or can't happen, or I can't be in a relationship, asexual relationship, I think maybe they're just trying to tell me I need to focus on my career. The problem I have is I'm a hyper romantic. So romance and the relationships become more and more and more important to me lately, Like I said, I do like to set up here because I don't live with anyone directly. I live in a self-contained flat, but you know, it's a shame that the person will be moving out upstairs. It's a shame my ideal asexual soulmate can't just move up there magically and then that's sorted, you know, because that would be my ideal. They live in the same house but don't actually have the same flat as me, and I can see them as much as I want, you know, and have my own life. But it's not happening. One of my friends who's not asexual was thinking about that as a possibility, but I don't know if they're gonna do that, move there. But you know what I mean? It's like I've always wanted my Indian soulmate to kind of do that. But you know, like I said, this guy's not Indian, but I do have really strong feelings for him. So yeah, but he's very inexperienced at relationships. He's never had a serious relationship before. So it's kind of like I've got a lot of stuff that I know that he needs to learn. Really, he should watch my videos on my channel more. I really think he should watch my videos about dating relationships on my channel a lot more. He can learn a lot from me. But you know what I mean. But you know, like going back to like taking ownership. You know, I need a guy who will actually be able to come over here and be over here, right? The worst, you know, the worst thing you can do is say, yeah, I'll be in a relationship, and then the person never comes over here, and it's like, well, I'm happy with my life now because I've got the woman, and I don't need to go over there because everything's fine between us. It's like that's not what I want. I'm not going to be happy in a relationship with someone who can never come over here. Or, you know what I mean? It's not good for me. It's not healthy. So that's why I keep saying to him no to a relationship, because I can't be in that unless he gets his butt over here, you know, and that takes a lot of work, you know, because I will not get married. I'm never marrying for a visa. And if a guy wants to come over here, he'll put the hard work, time and energy and effort in to make it happen, even if he has to do a couple of jobs. That's my theory. Although it's not an actual theory. I've met guys who've told me this before. They're like, if a guy loves a woman, he'll do whatever it takes, even if he has to work 2 or 3 jobs to get the money together to go and be with her. That's what he'll do, you know, because that's a strong guy. You know, that's a really strong guy, and I need a really strong guy for me. It's no good me having a weak guy, you know what I mean? It's just never going to work. You know, I need a really strong guy. And like at the moment, like I said with my life now, I've left an employer. You're a strong guy, Chardonnay Abbott. Lots of love. Thank you for that. I was going to say, but I doubt you're Indian or Tunisian. But you know what I mean? So I think in life it's survival of the fittest as well, and you've got to be a like fighter and a. You are Indian, really? Oh my god, that's really freaked me out now. Yes, but can you live? Can you be without sex, marriage, and without kids, without living together? Because that's my other criteria: no sex, no marriage, no kids, and no living together. Asexual guy. Yes. The proof is in the pudding. We will see about that. I don't even know you, but thank you for coming on my channel. Lots of love to you. Nice to see you. And are you out about being asexual? I doubt you're out about being asexual. This guy is strong in the sense he's out about being asexual. He's proud to be asexual on his profile. So that is something I really, because I don't want a secret relationship with a guy, and I need a guy who actually be out about being asexual or not mind that I actively say I'm in a relationship with a guy who's asexual. You know, not that I am actually in a relationship with a guy who's asexual at the moment, because like with this guy, I can't be in a relationship with him unless he actually gets over here. That's so inspirational. Thanks, Chardonnay. But yeah, because I've always thought my guy is an Indian asexual soulmate since 2014, but haven't found that one yet. But yeah, so this guy, yeah, I'll have to see what happens. We have video dating this Sunday, you know, and wish I could be open about my asexuality. Well, that's what I mean by a strong guy. I need a strong guy who doesn't give a FCUK about what people think, including an Indian guy, if he's like that. Maybe you've found your soulmate. Liam, thank you. Yeah, I did wonder if this guy, this Tunisian guy, is my soulmate. I did possibly wonder that. But he has a lot to learn, you know. He's very inexperienced at relationships. He's not used to, I think, very differently to him on some things. But, you know, there is a connection between me and him. I don't doubt there's a connection. I really don't. It's like sometimes he'll do something and I'm thinking I wish he'd do that and he just does it. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's really strange. Like the other day I was thinking, all right, if you're that interested in me, then why don't you I woke up thinking if you're that interested in me, then why don't you offer to video chat? And then later on that day, he said, "Oh, I really like urgently want to see you. Can we arrange a video chat?" And I'm like, "When do you want that for?" So he told me this Sunday at 10. Very precise. No, he knows that I like to plan and schedule things in, so he's really respected that. And he gave me a precise time. Obviously, weekend times is prime time for guys. I don't know if you know that, but in the heterosexual world especially, if a guy gives you time on the weekend, which is like his most precious time because it's more used for socializing than studying or whatever the person's doing, then it means you're very important to them. You're a priority usually. And he knows I like usually video chat at night because I can get my work done and stuff in the day. So yeah, that was really good. So yeah, he arranged that and I'm like, oh, that's good. And I'm glad that he asked me that because the first time we video chatted, which was previous week, it was my suggestion as far as I remember. And he did say at the end of it, could I video chat with you the next week? But I was upset at the time because I'm like, well, we can't be together in a relationship, so there's no point. Well, it was like, it really upsets me. But, I have decided because I do want to get to know the guy better, even if it's just as a friend. But obviously me and him have more than friendship. I can't really be friends with him because it's too, what I mean? I have love feelings. He has love feelings for me. So when you talk to each other, you can't be friends with each other anymore. How did you meet? Chardonnay. I met him because he came on my channel, this channel actually. He came on my soulmate video. That's what's so weird. Like, I was talking about the Indian guy on here, the Indian guy back in June that I thought was my soulmate. I did a video about soulmates, how to find your soulmate or something. And then he appeared magically out of nowhere on this video and he just wrote like there was like tons and tons of hearts. Like oh my god, that's so many hearts. And I think it was white, purple, and black hearts. And he's like, would you say your type is Indians? Yeah, my type is usually Indian, guys. I've known I've got an Indian asexual soulmate since 2014. That's what I've always believed. So the fact that this guy isn't Indian does make me question things because it's like, if this guy's not Indian, but I believe I've got an Indian asexual soulmate, then do I still pursue something possibly with this guy, or do I just categorically say, no, I've definitely got an Indian asexual soulmate and I don't want to be with anyone but my Indian guy when I find him? Are you sure he is real? Oh, what you mean Indian asexual soulmate? No, I've never met him before in my life. I believe I knew an Indian guy from a previous life who's my soulmate in this one. But like I said, this guy who I do have a connection with, who is in Tunisia, who's asexual, I have a connection to this guy, and it's possible he could be my soulmate. I mean, but he's in Tunisia and he can't move here, and he said he loves me and I have love feelings for him. But if I was with him, it would mean I'd have to just give up the idea of being with an Indian guy. No, I haven't met him in real. I've met him on camera, video camera, but I haven't met him in real life because he can't come to the UK. That's what I was saying. That's the whole point of this video is I can't be with him. So I can't be with him in an actual relationship, but I can't act like I don't have those feelings for him anymore. So it's kind of weird. Like when we talk, we're talking about love feelings and stuff. And he's very romantic. He sends me stuff like love videos and he tags me in posts on Facebook, which is really romantic posts, like poetry and stuff, which I love. So it's really, really difficult for me, But no, I think real offline relationship is very different to someone online. And like I said, I don't know this guy well enough. I don't think it's been 4 or 5 months since I've known him. We were chatting more and more and more most days before him messaging, and so I still have a lot to know about him. I still don't know he's definitely the right person for me to be in a relationship with. There's some things I doubt about that. There's some things I don't think so good about him. There's some things I think's really good about him. Does he have children? No, he definitely does not have children. He's living at home with his parents. He's 25 and he's studying. He's just started a course. for 4 years, which, you know, that's why I can't actually say, yes, I'll get into a relationship with him. Because like I said throughout this video, a Tunisian guy, my cousin's with a Tunisian guy. She has experience of this. She's been with a Tunisian guy, I think, for 11 years now, something like that. And they live together. They don't have kids. They don't have marriage. So not every Tunisian guy needs kids. This guy's asexual and he doesn't want children. I already know that when I first met him. He came in my group. So he was on YouTube on one of my videos. He showed up on the Soulmate. And it's like, and I like wrote, oh, you're here now. And it's kind of like weird because I thought, that's a bit weird. I'm a bit like saying he's my soulmate because I'm like, oh, you've arrived. It's pretty weird. And anyway, he then came into my group. He was messaging me a bit on my personal profile because I think he friended me first. And then, hi, Shadow, I hope you're doing well. Oh, thank you. Lots of love, Shadow. So he private messaged me, I think, on my Facebook, and he wanted to go in my groups, but I wouldn't let him at first because at the beginning we didn't get on that well, and I didn't know him, and I was skeptical. So I was getting to know him first. Yes, I was getting to know him because first before I let him in my groups, but he was asking me to go into my groups because he wanted to find an asexual relationship. But I wouldn't let him at first. I'm like, I need to get to know you first before I let you in because had some uncertainty. It's because he said he worked at asexual places, but I since found out he doesn't actually work there. He just like follows the pages, but said he wanted to show people he was asexual. But it's kind of like it's not actually true that he works there. So I'm like, I don't really like that. I like a person to put like definite I work there and it be true, you know. So, but each person's their own, and that's my personal opinion. So yeah, so it's kind of like I'm not sure this guy's the right person for me to be in a relationship with. I think if he was over here, we would try a relationship and see how that went. But as he isn't and can't go over here, then it's heartbreaking, you know. So I have been really upset. I come off Facebook dating because I am fed up with talking to sexual guys, and this guy, even as I have had romantic feelings from some time, I found that I was, even before he admitted that he had love feelings for me, I was messaging him feeling that I'd rather talk to him and message him than any of the guys on Facebook dating, because Facebook dating's full of sexual guys, and that's just so the Facebook dating is just such artificial rubbish a lot of the time, you know. I have made a few friends off there, but they're not real, what I call real friends as such, but they're guys who follow my posts sometimes. One of them was you know, we were really good. Well, he was attracted to me, I was attracted to him, but he needs sex, so that's no good. So I don't really think he's going to speak to me again. He just follows my posts. So yeah, and he lives in the UK and he's Indian, but he said he would cheat on me if he got into a relationship, so that's no good. But I need an asexual guy. I'm so fed up of dating and talking to sexuals. Like this guy, I just prefer to talk to him in Messenger. Even before he admitted the love things for me, I just preferred to talk to him. Like I had people, I was out once with my best female friend, and my female friend left early and I was still drinking my drink, and there was a guy in the place that I was really aesthetically attracted to, but I was sat there and I was texting the Tunisian guy thinking I'd rather just be with the Tunisian guy. I'd just rather be with a Tunisian guy than any guys currently in my life, you know, in a romantic sense. I've got guy friends, you know, I wouldn't swap them for the world. But so yeah, so it's really difficult. You know, when you're kind of like oceans apart and it's unlikely that you can ever be together. But you see, my mind, as you probably have guessed on this channel, is anything is possible, you know? And I don't like taking no for an answer, and people say, oh, you can't do this. For me, it's just kind of like, I don't believe anything's impossible. I really don't. Because I've achieved so much in my life that I never thought possible. Like I've met Her Majesty the Queen, for example, at St James's Palace and spoke to her. It's like the Queen of England. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what goes on with that? It's not normal, is it? You know what I'm saying? I've saved someone's life years ago, back in 2013. I got a Good Citizens Award from the police for that. I've been on TV. If you didn't know, I was extra in the series Torchwood, which was an offshoot of Doctor Who, and it was series 1, episode 13, called End of Days, and I was literally paid. It was paid acting work, and I was screaming and running away from a monster in Cardiff. and it's filmed in the city centre in front of everyone. And I love doing stuff like that. I was actually on the trailer in a white PVC jacket, so it's like amazing, like paid acting work. It's my dream, so I did that. Unfortunately, the agency shut down after I did that, so I was like, oh my god. And the guy, his daughter, had appeared a lot in ER in the UK, so that was really, really interesting. I've been on TV on the Channel 4 show called The TV Show with Christian Guru Murphy. He's a well-known like news presenter in the UK. Obviously for Asexuality, I've been on the Jeremy Vine show, in case you didn't know that. Very top radio show in the UK. I've been in the Daily Mail, the Daily Mirror. Obviously this channel's got over 200,000 views. I don't know if you knew that. Like, it took me almost 6 years to get 1,000 subscribers. So, but I've had loads of views on it. So yeah, 6 years of channel content on here now. So that, I've got my Asexual Perspectives book that's published in 2017 for asexuals. Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook, published in 2019. You can get these books on Amazon or on Barnes and Noble, by the way. Just type in Asexual Perspectives or Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook. And obviously I've got my other book, Asexual Guide to Sex, which I've still got to finish. But I've had to leave my day job. That was difficult to get out of that. And then, kind of I've got a lot of upset going on at the moment with this Tunisian guy that I really would like to be with, but I can't be with him because he's just miles away, and at the moment it's unlikely I can ever be with him. And so that's really upsetting for me. It's like, why is life so difficult, But I believe anything can happen. I don't believe anything's impossible because I've achieved so many things that other people would say is impossible. Oh, you can never meet the Queen. Who's going to meet the Queen in their lifetime? I got the pictures to prove it. They're on my wall, but they're of course on my Facebook, So yes, I have evidence of that. It's like who would, like, oh, I want to be an actress, like, oh right, yeah, great, good luck with that. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I've been in a paid acting work, I've been an actress, I've been an extra, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, you'll never get on TV. It's like, well, that's not true because I've been on Channel 4 and it was live as well. I was debating Big Brother actually, and oh, you'll never publish a book. Not many people get to do that. Yes, I do. And sales, I'm still selling it since 2017. It doesn't sell tons of copies, but it consistently sells every single month. My Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook, that still sells since 2019. Asexual Perspective since 2017. So I achieved things in my life that only people could dream of. And so I do not believe that your current circumstances dictate your future. And I don't believe that you can't get what you want in life. You can't achieve your dreams. But it requires two people to feel the same way and to take action. I can't control this Tunisian guy's actions. Obviously, I would never want to control someone. It's up to him to get over here. I can only do so much. Like I said, I have been doing some research, but I need the guy to take ownership of that, especially as he tends to have a bit more time on his hands than I do usually. He does study though, so he's got homework, so it's not completely like free. And I have been doing some research for him because I wanted to show him that I really care about him, and it's difficult because I do get on really well with him. Like when we're talking, it's very natural between me and him. And like I said, he does some things that I just think in my head, why don't you do that? And all of a sudden he's doing it. I'm like, oh, okay. That's really I think I have a connection with this guy somehow. I don't really know how, but I seem to be connected to him somehow. And I do feel loved by him every single day, even if I'm not speaking to him, like if I'm busy or he's busy. So it's kind of like really strange. But I think I've got like, in terms of trust, I think there's a lot of things I need to learn about him still. So, but I just wanted to do this video because I wanted to let you know that I have been really upset. It's been very difficult. When I get in a really upset state, I kind of can't get out of it very easily. And I don't want to be upset. Like, I want to be happy. You are an amazing person. You have achieved so much. Oh, thank you, Liam. Lots of love. Yeah, it's yeah, thank you, and that's why I don't believe anything's impossible. It's only impossible if you believe it's impossible. Like if someone believes they can't do something, they will not do it ever. Because what you think about is the key to your success and happiness. If you think that like if so, I believe that I have a soulmate. I've always believed I have an Indian asexual soulmate. I'm never going to stop believing I was right about that because I do trust myself, but if it ends up that I am meant to be with this Tunisian guy instead, if by any remote possibility he does, I'm still going to love that relationship. I'm still going to love that person. I'm still going to want to be with them. And I'll just have to like decide in this life that I'm not going to be with an Indian guy after all, you know? Which is kind of like weird and hard. But then I kind of think, well, the Indian guy, asexual guy I thought was my soulmate, turned up in June. And after 7 years, it all led to him because my feelings led to him. And that was wrong. Maybe I wasn't wrong about him in the sense that maybe he was, but it was too late because he just had bad relationships and got to a stage in his life where work was more important than seeking a relationship, and friends and community were more important to him than actually, you know, a loving, caring, committed relationship that possibly he would have wanted years ago. And, you know, his priorities have changed in his life now. That's fair enough, you know. So maybe I would have been the girl for him years ago had he met me earlier. But, you know, life changed him, and I think he had some trauma stuff from his past and that he couldn't get over, and that so in past relationships, and so I think that affected him how he was in current relationships. And the silly thing is, he had the power to actually move over here after his studies, whereas a guy in Tunisia who really seems to care about me, be into me and care about me and love me a lot more than the Indian guy did, he can't get over here, you know. So this is how it's quite wickedly ironic, you know. It's like the guy who I thought was my soulmate back in June, Indian guy, who I trusted quite a lot with women and in general, but who seemed to not really be that into me. He would have the means of getting over here, coming over here in like 2023, although he thought it might be have some problems, but he was going to come and see me for a holiday next year, right? But he had the money to do it. He lived in America, saved up a lot of money. He was intending originally, told me to go to a European country. He used to live in London, although there was some difficulties getting in the country because one of his exes dealt that type of thing. And so yeah, so you know, but there was a lot of stuff going on in his life as well. He kind of committed to this girlfriend of his to take care of her when she was in her dark time. So that I found that out. So, you know, I just think in his life, I think maybe he would have been my soulmate years ago had I met him at a different time. I don't believe in believing you can do anything, but just believing you could do it. I just believe you could do it. I believe you can. Yeah, I know. I do believe you can achieve anything. Anything. You have to take action as well. You can't just believe it. You can't just sit there going, I believe this, I believe this, I believe this. You have to have belief and action, because without action, there's nothing. Like if someone says, oh, I hope one day to be so and so, but they never ever take any steps towards getting it, it won't happen. You have to have belief and action and a relentless determination to succeed. You have to want that thing so badly that you'll do anything for it, basically. Which is what I need a guy. I need a guy like that for me in a relationship. I need a guy to be like, I want to be with Sandra. I'll do whatever it friggin' well takes to be with her. And I don't care how many hours I work, how many jobs I have to work, what I have to do to get to be with her. You know, I will just do it. And so that's the type of strong guy I need, really. There are not many guys like that. There are some, but not many. Nowadays, you tend to get the guys that are not so either not so into a relationship, but really into their work and put their work first, or you get those that are not so into work but into a relationship. They haven't got the means to actually come and do it. You need kind of a balance for the guy who's got money coming in, who can actually take decisive action and say, right, I'm going to be with this girl by X amount of time and make it happen, you know? So it's kind of like, you kind of need a medium. But like I said, it's quite ironic because the Tunisian guy, I think if he had the means, he would actually come over here sooner rather than later. Whereas the other guys that could get over here, you know, they just don't. And there's a guy who's coming in January, probably, who's Indian, but he's not asexual. And we've already discussed the relationship, but we wouldn't be suitable because one, he isn't asexual, and two is he likes to go traveling for months at a time or doing something without believing in it. Yes. If you do something without believing in it, it's not gonna be a good thing either, you know. So what was I? So there's an Indian guy actually coming to my city next year, but we already talked about a relationship, but he's before I met the Tunisian guy, but he's heterosexual and he likes traveling and going away for months from his partner. I want a guy who's like, I don't need to see a guy every day. I can see him just two or three times a week, but I need him like, you know, to keep in contact with me and not be going. you know, if he needs to go on a 1 or 2 week holiday, then I understand. But like going away for months at a time and just like, I think I may as well stay single. And there was another guy, asexual guy, but he's a workaholic, and if he goes traveling, he likes to completely cut off from his partner and not speak to them for a whole week. I mean, even guys that go away usually on holiday, the majority of them do actually connect with their partner at some point. You know what I mean? So I don't like that. It's not the type of guy I want. So yeah, I just think asexual relationships are really difficult because, like I said, this guy in January, he's still coming. He's going to be my friend. We're online friends, but he's deferred twice. You know, so he's got the he's Indian, not asexual though. Got the opportunity of coming over here, but deferred twice, put it off, and like the Tunisian guy who really likes me hasn't even been able to actually come over and can't. So it's kind of like bittersweet, if you know what I mean. You know, so yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen with the Tunisian guy. It'd be nice if a miracle happened and he did come over here and I got to meet him in person and be with him. But if not, then I just have to accept that, and that my guy's probably Indian after all. You know, I'm not giving up the idea that I've got an Indian asexual soulmate. Like until and if this Tunisian guy can actually get over here, then I won't give up hope that I've got an Indian asexual soulmate still. But I still feel like I have a soulmate connection probably with this Tunisian guy as well. So it's kind of like a bit weird for me. And I'm not actively pursuing any Indian guys at the moment, you know? So because I just think, you know, I just think it's enough to deal with one person, you know, and have feelings for this Tunisian guy. It would be wrong for me to go after some other guy if I'm not really having my heart freed, you know, because my heart's with the Tunisian guy at the moment, regardless of what happens. And so, you know, but I can't be in a relationship with him unless he can get over here. So it's very, very difficult. But I hope, you know, things will work out in the future for the best for him and me. Like I said, I'm really good friends with them usually anyway, so that's nice. I hope we can stay good friends anyway, whatever happens. But yeah, it's kind of like very difficult to be friends with someone you have love feelings for because you can't really go back to the friend zone, if you know what I mean. Because you're too busy saying how you feel love wise to each other, so it's kind of like really strange. But at the moment, I'd rather talk to him than any other guys romantically because, you know, he's just better to talk to and actually cares about me, whereas a lot of the guys on dating scene just don't give a toss really. But anyway, yeah, so if you're a asexual person watching this now and you can't be with the love of your life, then I'm really sorry. You know, I know it hurts and I know how difficult it is. And I hope that if you are actually in a long distance relationship, that you one day get to be with the person who you're in that relationship with, and that you've got a lot of heart healing with them, not heart pain and heartbreak. You know, I really feel for you. I know how difficult it is being asexual in terms of finding a relationship. I love being asexual, but it's very difficult to find a compatible match. And I think when you get that rare, special match, it's much better to hold on to it and move forward to go and get it than, you know, like keep searching for years and not even bothering to make an effort to go and get a specific person, you know. So take action, be brave, be bold, live a life with no regrets. And I'll see you on next video live stream. Take care, lots of love, and I'll see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that great big bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now. Post a new video. Take care, lots of love. Happy Asexual Awareness Week again as well. When I'm recording this in October 2021. Lots of love. Bye. Nice to see you. Thanks, Liam. Thanks, Shadow, and thanks for Chardonnay being here. I really appreciate you all in chat. Lots of love to all of you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And take care. And nice to see an Indian guy in chat as well. I love you so much, Sandra. Thank you, Liam. Lots of love. Take care. Nice to see you as always. Bye.